caribou are a large four-legged ungulate, so they're just like deer and elk, which are common across this entire United States, and most of us, that's how we associate. If we see a large animal like that, we're going to think that way. And I think what is really amazing about caribou, what always amazed me, was they're completely unique and completely different from how they exist in their habitat than deer and elk. For one, they're very much a forest creature, and the forest in mountainous country. So that means all of their country, wherever they go, is basically up or down. And so from what we collected on their habitat use and how they move, what it looks like is, to them, this elevational migration is very important, which is no different than deer and elk. And that is commonly seen when winters come. Deer and elk go in low elevation to avoid snow, stay on the area with as little snow as possible to help them save energy through the winter. And the caribou do the exact opposite, because they're caribou. When it snows in November, December, and then probably January or so, when that snow sets up, they go up onto the highest ridges in the Selkirks, up onto those big flat ridges, not pointy ones like you might imagine goats or sheep might be seen in, but more broad, which still have trees on them. And these trees hold lichens, which those caribou eat all winter long. Old man's beard, that kind of thing you see hanging from branches and trees, that's what caribou eat all winter long by standing on 10 to 15 feet of snowpack on the ridge of the Selkirk Mountains in British Columbia and the United States. And so that's probably one of their most distinct characteristics, which is then followed by a down migration in spring, and then for calving females an up migration to isolate again on ridges, and then migration throughout their range during the summertime to take advantage of the forbs and the greens that are available. But I think what's probably important with caribou is they never get large herds. So most of us think of caribou and those tundra caribou where thousands or hundreds of thousands are moving across miles of open country. Woodland caribou tend to be in small groups. They tend to be spaced out in their habitat, using, probably because, one, that's the best use of their forage and their available range. And then second, I think it makes it less efficient for predators. If there's fewer caribou and there's more distance between them, then predators can be much less efficient if they try to prey on them. And again, in the wintertime up on the ridges, there are no predators at all. And similar with calving females, they go high onto those ridges, assuming that's for predator security as well. So they're really vertically movement within a stated range. So they're not wide-ranging, not huge migrations like what is often comes to mind with barren ground caribou, but more the elevational migrations in these very rugged terrains that woodland caribou tend to inhabit in the western United States, and especially southeast BC.